tonight we're going to do one of my favorite go-to recipes when I'm really feeling tired, lazy, or just don't feel like cooking, but I need something. What I'll usually do is I keep a bag of egg noodles in the cupboard. I usually have a couple of cans of, corn or green beans or something on hand. Usually have a bottle of barbecue sauce. I'm a guy, I have barbecue sauce in the refrigerator. So what I do is I take chicken breasts. Now, if you've been watching this videos, you're starting to get a hint of my system here. One of the things I do is I go out, I buy a family pack of chicken breast. I took out 2, just cut them up into little 1-inch cubes. The rest I put in a bag and I put it aside. We're actually going to get 2 more dinners out of this, easy peasy, over the next couple of days. So all I do is I just cut up a couple of chicken breasts in cubes. I'll throw it in a pan here. And actually, I just throw it in a pan. I don't put in any oil. I don't put anything, because as soon as it starts warming up, the chicken itself has so much moisture, it starts creating a wetness that if you're in a non-stick Teflon pan, you don't need to start putting any greasy oil or anything like that in there. It'll cook by itself. So we'll throw this on here, and we'll start cooking the chicken. Meanwhile, I have water boiling, or getting, heating up to boil for the noodles. And then I put together a can of corn, okay? Pop open a can. And then one of the things that I do to dress it up, I dump out all the water. I don't cook it in the water. A little decadent, but what I do is I'll put a little butter, and I'll actually, as it melts down, it'll actually cook in butter. Okay, so we have our chicken is browning, and you can see it's wet, so we didn't need to put any oil or anything to make it greasy. The corn is now warmed up and the butter's all melted. The noodles are going, so now we're going to add our barbecue sauce. Ladle it in there. And this is going in cold, so all of a sudden you can hear the pan, the sizzling just damps down right away. And now we can just start tossing this chicken in the barbecue sauce. Nice and thick. Yummy goodness. The chicken is basically cooked at this point. Now we're just going to warm up the sauce, let it baste in the, if that's the right term, baste in the sauce. Almost marinated in it. This will basically be ready by the time the noodles are ready, the corn's ready. This is, from start to finish, about a 10-minute process. Okay, so at this point, the chicken and the corn are finished. Now the noodles are done. And typical lazy guy fashion, I bought pots and pans with the strainers built into the lids, so I don't have another strainer to clean later. Just strain it right out of the pot, drain all the water out, and then we're going to put in butter. Usually butter and then a little salt. And then if you want to, and you happen to have it in your cupboard, if you want to throw in a little parsley to kind of fancy it up, you can do that. So I actually happen to have a little parsley flake, so I'll throw that in. But it is certainly not a requirement. And then earlier what I did was I like to use half sticks of butter. I buy half sticks because I'm single and I cook small quantities usually. So I buy half sticks. So what I do is I cut it in half. I used half of it in the corn, and now I'm going to put half of it into the noodles, make buttered noodles. Throw a little parsley in there for a little bit of a kick. A little extra here. Melt down that butter. And then while we're melting that down, I'll start putting this on a plate. So we have some wonderful looking barbecue chicken, and I will admit that I've already sampled it and it's pretty darn good. Okay. sauce in there. And then we have there we go, the butter's all melted down now. So throw some butter noodles on the plate. And then lastly, our very decadent, yummy, butter-soaked corn. You have a very yummy dinner. You have a very yummy dinner here that is cheap, easy, and spot on. Bon appetit. By the way, I happen to have corn muffins here that go fabulous with a barbecue. If you've ever been down south and gone to a barbecue, you usually get cornbread. We just use the Jiffy cornbread mix. Very fast, very easy, right out of a box. When I am during the week, I don't usually go that extra route, but in this case, you know, being the weekend, we took the extra effort to put a little cornbread to round out the meal. For a full list of ingredients and directions, you can visit our website at lazyguycooking.com.